Clearly, it's been a minute. Oh, there you are. Oh, there we go. It's like I'm talking to myself. Okay. Very nice. All right. Howdy, y'all. It's Ryan from RNA Music, your favorite mom and pop guitar shop and music lesson studio. There's the camera right there. Deep in the heart of Texas. It's where I'm at. And yeah, hey, first video of 2026. How about that? Yeah. Work is over. I am done teaching for the day. I thought, I haven't made a YouTube video in a hot minute, so let's go ahead and maybe do something. I thought I would just have a talk about wrapping up 2025 and some plans for 2026. I wonder if I can play some guitar, if this will come through or not. So let's see. 25 was suboptimal. If you watched any of my videos about 2025, you'll know it was not the best year ever. Very slow musically in a lot of ways. But I have some plans. I don't like to make what do they call it? Resolutions, New Year resolutions. I'm not a big fan of resolutions per se, but goals are a great thing to have for any time of the year. Sorry, I've got 5 million windows open on my computer, so let's close some of these bad boys out. Hey, Big John, number one, Big John in the house. What's up, dude? Yeah, just kind of last second, I decided to do a little bit of a video. So we'll see how this goes. It's been a minute since I've done a live stream. It's been way more than a minute. Talking about 2026. Yeah, that's you. Hey, Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm hoping 2026 will be way more optimal than 25. 25 was definitely a rough start and a rough middle and a rough finish. Just all around 2025 was a super multi-sooner one. Ask about the bitter bass man. Well, he's at home washing his tights. Paul is probably at home. He's probably at home. Paul, for you, those of you who don't know, the bitter bass man, my best friend, Paul, my best friend who's not Angela. Clearly, Angela is my best friend. Paul's my best dude friend. Paul and I have been friends since maybe 6th grade, so whatever year that was, 1,000 years ago. He's a bass player. Hey, Bo Hunter. He's a bass player. And I forgot how many years ago we dubbed him the bitter bass man. So it just kind of stuck. Paul is probably, he might be at home. He might be working. He is a very busy dude. He is a very busy guy. He is very integral to the company that he works for. He's the HBIC, I think, now at his company. Anyways, Paul's super busy. So he was at my birthday party in December. So birthday party, bitter bass band was there. But yeah. So he is around, but he is extremely busy feller. So Big John said, hey, I reached one of my goals today myself. All right. 2026 goals. Like I said, I'm not really into resolutions, New Year resolutions. I like goals much better. So we'll have a guitar handy. We'll talk about that. So number one goal for 26 is to get healthier. And healthier, I mean, like I suffered a bit of damage in 25. My knee and hurt my knee. It's been a long, slow recovery. Sprained my ankle on my opposite leg in the middle of the year. So that made walking super difficult for the last half of the year. I'm walking okay now. I still have a little bit of discomfort from the sprained ankle. Turns out, I've been told, a sprained ankle can take a really long time to recover. I've been told by parents of some of our students who are younger than me, late 30s, early 40s. They're like, oh, yeah, man, it's like 10 months to recover a sprained ankle. I'm like, bro, don't tell me that. So, hey, CG Carino, CG, Big John, Bow Hunt, Texas, 78, multi-sooner one. I don't have my glasses on. Is that Vil Graphics or Vi Graphics? Knee has been doing a lot better, although the very last day of 2025 took a shot. I didn't get a shot, but my knee sabotaged me. So I still have some fluid in the knee, I think, and that fluid is kind of moving around. And I think when it locks up and it really seizes up and I can't straighten my leg completely, I think the extra fluid, it gets down in the joint and kind of seizes up the joint. But then there's times where it's definitely like the fluid moves around, like from inflammation, I guess. And when it's on the outer perimeter of my knee, like kind of like above my kneecap, I guess you'd say, like I can feel it moving around, but it's on the, we'll say outside of the knee joint. It feels kind of weird, but it's not really painful. And I think if I move wrong, if that fluid migrates back into the inside of the joint, now you always have fluid in your joint, but it's excess extra fluid. But right now it's kind of back to being on the outer perimeter. So it's been really slow recovery on the knee this past year. So because I heard it in March of 25. MRIs, X-rays, talked to orthopedic. They wanted to do surgery. I don't want to do surgery. They want to do surgery on an issue I've had with my knee for my whole life. Hey, Denny, how are you, man? Like I have a bone fragment in my knee floating around. It's called a chondral defect. I like to call it shrapnel, but a chondral defect. That's the first thing they zeroed in on. Like, hey, you got this bone fragment in there. We're going to go take it. I'm like, listen, I've had that bone fragment there since I was a teenager. That bone fragment has been there for forever. This other pain I'm experiencing and stuff, this is new. That's not that. Anyways, I'm going to do my best to avoid surgery. My primary care doctor here locally, I like her a lot. She's actually a nurse practitioner, but she's super into, eating better, watching your diet, rehab, physical therapy, all the options. Like if you have to have surgery, that's fine. You have to have surgery. There are things that require surgery, but there are a lot of things you can do to avoid that. So we're going to attempt every avoidable option on the knee. So I ain't running. I'm not back to doing my 10,000 steps a day yet, but I can walk a little bit better. Oh, 7 graphics. Okay, I got you because it's the VII, like Roman numeral 7s. Paris. Hey, thank you so much. 7 graphics. All right, because I don't have my bifocals on because once you turn 50, sometimes you wear bifocals. Oh man, CG. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just turned 50 in December, and it's kind of messing with me a little bit up here. Like I have students though. Like I have a really nice lady who is retired. I don't know how old she is. She is she might be in her 70s. I really can't tell. And of course I can't complain to her. And I have a student I have another student who's in his 60s, late 60s, I guess. And he's already had one knee replacement. He just had another knee replacement. Marty, my student Marty. And of course, he had to he had to like he had one done, and for him it was great. It was definitely a step up. So Denny, 58. Well, and of course my student Pam, who's late 60s, early 70s. I hate to guess because I can't really say. She's like, it's just another day. It's just another year. She's super like, you're fine. 50 is great. It's like, what are you? It's just another. And even with going from 2025 to 2026, she's like, it's just another day. Yeah, cows don't care. Birds don't care. Dogs don't know that we're in a new year. I'm like, well, but I'm not a dog or a cow or a tiger. It's like the animals don't know. Like, we're in 2026 now. Things are about to change. I was like, you're right, Pam. But I like humans. We live in time. We live in time. And we measure things by weeks, days, hours, months, years, seasons. Life has seasons. And I like to think that closing 2025 was the end of a suboptimal season, and that in 2026, I like to think of 26 as a new beginning to a new season. Definitely a new season of life, but for sure, I'm hoping for a positive season in a lot of ways. Yeah, I Denny, I got you. I was like, I feel like other than the knee injury and the ankle injury, I don't feel like those were age related necessarily. Hi, RDT. I think those are just unfortunate physical accidents. I feel pretty good until the knee injury in March and then the ankle injury in July. I was feeling really pretty good, really pretty like strong and healthy and active. And the injuries definitely put a kink in that. And I was, feeling it. And I was up here at the shop a couple days ago, just cleaning out our storage room. I have a storage room back there with boxes, guitar boxes galore and stuff, and just trying to clean up our storage. And for whatever reason, man, I think was it Friday? It might have been I think it was Saturday. I was up here Saturday, after hours working. And for whatever reason, I was like, man, I feel older. I feel old. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I was just like, man, I am just feeling it. So yeah, bendy bends. Oh man, it's funny. CG just said, talking about goals. I need a guitar. I'm using this USB microphone that Angela had for her podcast. I stole it from her. I put it on my desk so I could live stream. I want to test this because, my biggest problem live streaming is with the guitar stuff because it wants to get all warbly when the guitar is going. Let me test that real quick. So we'll see. Well, that's fine. We'll grab the Schecter. This wasn't what I intended to grab, but we'll grab it. Just for testing, because it's already plugged in. I love shred guitar stuff. I love that fast wiggly shredding stuff. I love, rock guitar. I have not ever honed the chops that it takes to shred, I guess. All right, you guys tell me if this is going to get all warbly or not. I'll come check the live stream in just a second, but usually as soon as you start playing, it starts to process. Oh, Lord. But let me listen to that on the replay. Oh, let's turn on the sound. How about that? Oh, yeah. It's doing the thing. All right. And I got to fix that somehow. There's got to be a way to fix that. Yeah. I'm filming this. I'm streaming this through YouTube Studio, and they don't give me a lot of options for sound processing. I am playing the Devil Cat. It's the Jimmy Jr. Let's see if I can point this way. Yeah, so I've been playing the Jimmy Jr. a lot. The Big Jim right there. And then, of course, the Jimmy Jr. They're both 50 watts. The Jimmy Jr. just doesn't it doesn't have independent EQ control for each channel. It's just a master EQ, bass, middle, treble. But I like it. Snakeskin. It's very cool. I like it. Yeah. So whatever reason, there's I guess it's like noise suppression, background noise suppression in the software messes with the guitar sounds. So I haven't figured out how to solve that problem yet. But going back to the shreddy thing. Well, I've I've learned a fair few rock guitar solos when I was younger. Stairway to Heaven, Smoke on the Water, some Metallica solos, Inner Sandman, Sabbath Troop, that kind of stuff. Off the top of my head, couldn't play them right now. I have to relearn them. A few Pantera solos, but mostly hard rock stuff and classic rock stuff, AC/DC. Black Sabbath solos. So I'm a lot of rock stuff. Now I love shred stuff. I think it's great. I love Jeff Loomis just blows my brain when I watch him do the shredding thing. There was somebody I was just watching, Rick Graham and Guthrie Govind. I mean, any of these are just elite level guitar. I mean, Zakk Wylde, huge Zakk Wylde fan. These guys who just shred. I love that stuff, but I've never really sat down and just grinded away at the technique it requires to play that super shreddy stuff. Thank you, RDT. Yeah, I just, the problem with my Solo 6s is these are heavy. the Solo 6 Hellraiser Extremes that I have, both of them, I got a fishing scale the other day just to weigh my guitars because I was curious about the weight of a specific guitar. These are pretty heavy. The Solo 6s, I have 3 of them. And they're all 3 of them. Well, I've weighed 2 of them. I didn't weigh the other one. They're 9.5 pounds, which is, reasonably hefty. My previous heaviest guitar was my Epiphone Zakk Wylde camo guitar, and it was 10.5 pounds. 10.5 pounds, man. And it's like a beast. And I'm not 30 anymore, and my neck and my shoulders, if I'm going to stand and play for a while, I start to feel it on that shoulder. The shoulder that has the guitar strap is the one that really gives me the most trouble. So I kind of prefer, from like my late 30s, from about 38 on up, I started preferring lighter weight guitars. I used to be, that camp when you're younger, and even like some older guys sort of think the same thing. The heavier the guitar, the better the tone. I'm like, well, it's got EMGs, so it's got plenty of tone. Yes, Gibson SGs are like I don't really like SGs. Like I like when Angus Young plays them. I like when Tony Iommi plays them. I've only played a couple that I like. Yeah. I might have to get an SG at some point though. Probably. I've got a guitar recently that's pushing 11 pounds. So the Zakk Wylde Camo was the former heavyweight champion of the world. The Zakk guitar. I'll just show it to you. I can't really play. The sound is going to be all wonky. Oh my God. Yeah. This bad boy, man. I freaking love this guitar. It's the Epiphone. It's a Korean one, which is great. I'm super excited. I kind of have this thing. About Korean guitars. If I can get a Korean guitar over in Indonesia or a Chinese one or, Vietnam or wherever, I feel like the Korean guitar manufacturers do an amazing job. This thing is super heavy. Super heavy. So with a strap definitely helps. The strap is super great. And sitting and playing is fine. This may not be in tune because I just grabbed it off the wall. Oh no. We've had some temperature fluctuations in Texas. It got cold, and then it got really warm, and then it got really cold, and then it got warm. Texas is just schizo about the weather. Hey. Yeah, this is pretty far out. I don't know if I did some weird tuning with it or not. But this thing is heavy. So I don't stand up and play it very much. That's for sure. It's kind of, I got it because this is one of my favorite guitars. Oh, I'll tell you in a second. Well, my CMGs they come in right around 8 pounds. I have 2 CMGs, and I weighed them both. They were in the 8-pound range. I don't remember exactly the weight, but they were. I need to tune that some more. Anyways, this one's pretty dang heavy. Yeah, I like. Yeah, we had some major changes, Denny. It's pretty crazy. It's yeah, this thing's super heavy, but it's now in second place. I have another Epiphone that has replaced it on the weight scale. So I'll make a video about that guitar coming soon. Snow next week. What? Don't tell me that. Yeah, I like this was the guitar that started it for me back. It was the cover of some Guitar World magazine. I think I've got it. Zach had his Storm and Norman guitar, and I just thought I've never seen a Les Paul with a maple fretboard. There we go. So you just don't see it. It's just not a common thing to see a maple fretboard on a single cut guitar. I mean, the camo's cool too, but so that kind of started my fascination with maple fretboards on guitars that you don't normally see them. And so now I have several guitars. I've got the couple of Schecter Solo 6s with the maple fretboards. Let me put this up. Maple fretboard Schecters. When we did our limited run of the CMG RNA Music Limited Edition. Of course, mine has a bird's eye maple. Hey, there we go. I think that's cool because you just don't see it very much. It's just not a common, just not a thing that you see. And I like that. I don't know. I'm not normally a maple fretboard guy. I think I prefer ebony most of the time if I have a choice. Looking at all the guitars. But just because I like this because you just don't see it. It's just an odd thing to see in a guitar. I've got the that Solo 6 has a maple fretboard. That LTD EC1000T has a maple fretboard. And then, of course, I got the Wild Audio Blood Eagle, which is an Explorer guitar. And it has a maple fretboard, too. It's I don't think I've ever seen an Explorer with a maple fretboard. So I like it just because it's odd. You don't see it. So it kind of, when you do see it, it's what is that? That looks weird. That shouldn't be like that. So I'm a big fan. Yeah. This is cool. Yeah, this is cool. This is number 5. We only made 5 of these. And the only thing I don't like about this one is you can see it's really super flamey, like on this half. But then the top half, you've got to look at it in the light. Okay, there you go. Now here you can see the flame now. You have to get the right angle, like dead on. It's like the flame kind of disappears on this part. There you can see it. And there you can see it. It's kind of that's the only thing I don't absolutely love about this. I love this guitar. It's one of my precious guitars. But the flame, you gotta look at it at the right. There you go. So it's just the flame has. I guess it's because it's real wood. But dead on, it's kind of like the flame kind of disappears on half of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. But that's a real flame top. That's not a veneer. That is the flame top. And with the veneer, yeah, you can get crazy figuring on veneers. And you can get solid maple tops with crazy flame, but it's like, I mean, you're talking like a solid maple top that's got a poppin' flame. It's like, it's money. I mean, I could have got a ridiculous PRS 10 top on this. I could have done that. You know, Chris could have gotten that for me, but it would have been a crazy significant upcharge to get that. And this is just kind of like sort of luck of the draw maple top. Anyways, all right, let me put this up. You turn off I got a little heater going on back here in the background. So anyways, I play the Flying V a lot. I got this Epiphone Silverburst V that's quite light. It's like around 7-something pounds, 7.5 pounds, 7.25. I don't know. It's very comfortable. So this thing is nice and light. It is not heavy, and I like that. Hello, Sonic Grace. How are you? Yeah. So I play this V a lot because it's nice. It's nice and light and comfortable, and I like it. Okay, so going back to goals for 2026. Well, a couple of musical goals. Number one, I got to practice more. I was playing something the other day, like one of my songs that I wrote. I hadn't played it in a while, and I was trying to play it in a video. I was unboxing a guitar and play testing the guitar. I was like, man, I am rusty. I am like out of shape, which is crazy on, you know, a song and a riff that I wrote. I'm like, crap, I can't remember how to play my own stuff. And like, I could play it, but it wasn't clean and it wasn't like super tight. And I was like, golly, I am rusty. I'm out of shape. Good Lord. So one of my goals for 26, aspirations, not resolutions, but goals, is to like just sit down and just play more. And for a couple of days I did okay. And I just started with like, all right, I'm going to play songs that I already know how to play, and just kind of keep playing. And so the other day I ran through like Paranoid. You know, because Paranoid is a pretty good down picking, you know. It's just a down picking, you know, workout. Just down picking. So about, you know, halfway through Paranoid, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of feeling the down picking. And of course, if you play the Megadeth version, it's a little bit faster than the Sabbath version. So it's like, oh, okay. You know, and then I played Iron Man, played did you Smoke on the Water? I don't know, Smoke on the Water. And I'm playing through ones that I know the solos. You know, that I know the rhythm parts and the solos. So I'm trying to just do the maintenance plan. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Paul, crappy year coming up. Major gut surgery tomorrow. Use recovery time to write songs. That's a good thing to do in recovery time. So I'm trying to play through songs I have already learned at some point in the past, you know, rhythm guitar parts and the solos. Just put them into a rotation, like a maintenance rotation, right? Like you got to take your truck in for maintenance. So to just make sure I don't forget them. I have definitely been guilty of that, where like I just grind out a song. Usually it's the leads that usually what kick my butt, is like learning the freaking solos. I always learned the rhythm parts when I was a young teenager. I didn't start really learning leads and solos until like 20s, late 20s and 30s and 40s, when I started learning actual full-on solos. So, so the solos tend to like get deleted faster than the rhythm parts. So I'm trying to do a maintenance rotation. If I can play 1 or 2 songs every single day that I've already learned, just to keep them, in the memory banks. A couple of them I've got to go back and relearn some parts. So there's focusing on maintenance. Hey, Metalhead Hippie. Focusing on maintenance of songs that have already been learned and processed, to keep them in the back pocket, keep them in the toolbox. So that's on the plan. I have not done that the last couple of days. This weekend, I didn't play anything at all. Oh, I can't. Like the Solo 6, it's the black one. It's one of my favorites. That one and the Sunburst one, actually. It's funny. I bought the Sunburst Solo 6 because I could never find the transparent black one. Just the other day in December, there was a transparent black Solo 6 on Reverb, and I almost bought it so I could have 2. But I didn't. I was like, I thought about it. I was like, let me think about it. And while I was thinking about it, somebody else bought it. So I'm learning that if you see a guitar that you want, and it's not like a regular production thing, that's you just, if it's a regular production one, they make a bunch of them. But if it's a used guitar, if it's out of production, like if you see one pop up on Guitar Center used or Reverb or Music Go Round or whatever, and you're thinking about it, just get it. Because while you're thinking about it, someone else is pulling the trigger. So I didn't. But no, I actually, I got the Sunburst one before the black one because I can never find the black one. And it turns out I really like the Sunburst one. And then I finally found the transparent black one, which is great. It was the one I wanted. But I've really gotten attached to the Sunburst one for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, guitar, playing, music. So I'm trying to get into a maintenance routine with that's kind of the easy win, right? Like if you have songs you've already learned and maybe you haven't played them a while, go back and relearn those bad boys and then keep them in your back pocket. I tell my students all the time, like, listen, if let's say you've learned 6 songs, and that's all that but you know those 6 songs really well. I was like, hey, today, play through song number 1, turn on the song, play along to the actual band, play the YouTube video, AC/DC. Play through Back in Black with the band all the way through. Boom, you're done. And then tomorrow it might be, it might be Seek and Destroy. Seek and Destroy will kick your butt in the middle section of the bridge is a picking workout. But and it's just each day. So in 1 week, you could have ran through maintenance all the songs you own. You don't own them, but you know them, right? Or even 2, like 2 a day. So 2 songs a day, and if you've learned 6, and I mean learn them, you can play them. Like somebody's like, "Oh, you play guitar? Play me something." You're like, "Oh, okay." You play the whole song. You just play it. Not parts of it, not just the intro, but the whole song. So in that instance, every 3 days, you've cycled through your songs, and you just keep them. You just keep them in there. Eventually, they just get burned into your muscle memory, and your brain, and you just know them. And eventually, you might be able to start spacing them out. Like instead of playing them every 3 days, you might be every 6 days, because they're in there. They're in the memory banks. I do know if you don't play a song for months and months and months, that's where it gets a little sketchy. Where you pick up the guitar and you try to play it, and like, wait, how's it go? Or your hands aren't cooperating with you, or whatever. So, and every song is different. Like there are certain songs, depending on the difficulty, like a Green Day song, it's like. Like When I Come Around is super easy. So you probably don't have to play that every 3 days. You might be once every 2 weeks. You might have to. You know what I mean? It just depends on how complicated the song is. The more complicated a song is, the more parts it has, the more technically challenging it is, the more frequently you may have to like play it in the maintenance rotation. So I'm trying to get my maintenance routine down. I'm trying to, on the agenda for 26 is more ZZ Top songs. I've learned quite a few. Some of them I've forgotten because I didn't play for a little bit. So now I got to relearn some of the ZZ Top stuff. Learn some new ones. My drummer is really motivated in 26 to get the ZZ Top tribute band rolling. I am too. We haven't been able to find the right bass player. So we've kind of gone through two tentative bass players that haven't really worked out. So, what I have learned about bands, and of course I knew this when I was younger, but also when you're older, it's always, getting the right people on the bus. When it's the right group of people, when it's the right, and all you guys know, all you guys who have been in bands and played in bands, it's like when it's the right combination of humans, it's pretty easy. And when it's the wrong combination of humans, it's not so easy. So, that's tentatively on the agenda for 26, kind of reboot, revamp, relaunch the ZZ tribute band. I have a good friend of mine who I'm trying to sweet talk into playing the bass stuff because he has a beard and he can sing really well and we get along really well. We've been friends since high school. Paul doesn't have a beard. The bitter bass man does not have a beard. I would love for Paul to do it. I ran it by him a while back. He wasn't super excited about it. Paul is more about writing original music. He wants to, and Paul's written a lot of stuff. It's like he's on that. He would rather publish original music, and we've written some stuff together. We'd have to get him a fake beard, which is not optimal. I'm not opposed to fake beards, but legit beards would be better for a tribute band, I think. But I have a good friend who would love to do it, but he owns his own business as well. He owns his own, works for himself, and so his schedule is pretty crazy. But he would be great, and we get along really well, and the chemistry would be there. It's just getting our schedules to line up. So some of it's schedules, some of it's personalities. Yeah. So it's it's like egos. Yeah. It's kind of everybody has to be on the same kind of wavelength and page of like, this is the vision, this is what we want to do. And if everybody's on the same page, it makes it easier. So, you've got to be able to play the parts. You got to be able to execute the music. And then you also got to be cool to hang out with. So there's, it's like there's a couple of factors involved. Anyways, so that's tentatively on the agenda for 26. I have a massive list of songs that Angela gave me to learn, so we can start doing. We're gonna dip our toes into the acoustic gig. There's a lot of that around here, small town East Texas. There's a lot of playing acoustic guitar and singing in the background, like at a restaurant or a bar or that kind of thing. So sort of like background acoustic weekend gigs. There's a lot of that in the area, which pays, if you make a couple $100 for playing guitar and singing for a couple of hours of work, that's pretty good. I would say that's not bad. If you can make, I don't want to do that for $50. Like I don't want to go play for an hour and a half or 2 hours for $50. Load gear, unload gear, rehearse, all those things. But if you get a couple $100 for that, between a lot of my friends who do that, the venue might pay anywhere between $100 to $300, and then you might make $100 to $300 in tips. So tips, like you can make as much money in tips as you can get from the venue. So we're want to tiptoe into that. Obviously, I love Angela. She's easy to work with. That's all on me to learn a bunch of acoustic songs, and arranging songs for just acoustic guitar. So that's on the agenda. Another agenda I have is I have another good friend of mine who I told one of my goals for 2026 is to do a collab with a friend of mine who used to be in a band. He's not really doing a lot of band stuff at the moment. So I still have a bunch of my songs that I've never finished. But I thought, well, maybe I'll do a collaboration with a buddy. So, write some music, write some lyrics, do a collab, because we can email wave files back and forth. He can record vocals and send it to me. I can record guitars and stuff and send it to him. Program drums, record bass stuff. So it's like we can collab. And I thought it would be cool to put out like a single, like one song. So that's on my agenda too. I like to do release a single with a friend of mine who I really like and appreciate as a musician, who used to have a beard. But so those are the ones. It's like get a rotation of maintenance guitar songs for myself. Reboot, relaunch the ZZ Top tribute. Learn all the songs Angela wants me to learn for our acoustic guitar duo gigging thing. Write a song, a single, even just one song, to do a collaboration with a friend of mine, so we can put out a song together. And then also I do want to work on my chops. So just the main relearning songs I've learned and forgot is just getting chops up. But then I found a new guy. He's friends with Rick Graham. His name is Ben something on YouTube. I'll have to go look it up. Dude has got like freaking shred chops for days. He's just so good. Like Zach Wilde stuff, John Petrucci stuff, Al Di Meola, just like picking maniac, like shred stuff. And he's like a little bit younger than me, so he's like in his mid 40s. Ben something. Let me go find it, because now I have to tell you, because that dude, he was on, I saw an interview he was on with somebody. What was it? The podcast, the podcast with, what are their names? Oh, well, here he is. This is my shorts. Ben Travers. Ben Travers. I just stumbled across him. I'm like, bro, who's this guy? Dude's just got like friggin' chops. Like, no, not Ben Eller. Ben Travers. Was that it? Where let me find it. Yeah. Ben Travers music. That guy, I mean, he's just, it's ridiculous. Like, just ridiculous. Like, he's buddies with Rick Graham, and he's just it's dumb how, whoop, sorry, that was loud. It's just dumb how much chops he's got. Anyways, Ben Travers music. Go check him out. That dude, so good. I'm like, it would be great. Like, it'd be nice. It'd be to play with that much technical proficiency. That would be super, super cool. Yeah. Music is win. And the podcast music is what Tyler has with what's his name? Jared James Nichols. Yeah. I saw the thing. It was the podcast they have Tyler and Jared James Nichols. They had him on there, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And so I fell down a rabbit hole. I watched several of his videos today. I was watching. I was like, "Man, that guy can shred. Super awesome." So now that takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of work to refine and hone your technique. It's possible. It's just I'd say very difficult. I mean, I'm a classically trained musician, I guess you would say. I studied piano as a young person, learned percussion, drumming, not self-taught drummer, like through school, like learned all my rudiments, learned technique and exercises and, college degree. Percussion. So it's like, we learn some really hard, difficult, technically demanding music that requires, proper technique to execute and requires lots and lots and lots and lots of practice and months, months and years of previous technique building. Big Kino, hey, what's up, man? So I mean, it's the same thing. Whether it's piano, whether it's guitar, whether it's the violin. Angela, I got her a violin for Christmas, and she's been learning some violin stuff. Trumpet, saxophone, clarinet, banjo, mandolin. Anything requires technique, and refining your technique can be an extremely tedious process. Extremely tedious process to refine and develop your technique. And it's hard work, And so those players, boys and girls, men and women, who get to that sort of like crazy level of proficiency, it's like they weren't born with that. That's a hill I will die on as a someone who's been a music major in college, music studied at a high level, and surrounded by a lot of high level musicians in the collegiate world. It takes a lot of work and effort to develop a high level of proficiency at anything, whether it's billiards or basketball or tennis or being a welder. If you guys are in the trades, guys who've been welding their whole life are really good at it. Well, usually. And then people who have been welding half as long, their welds are kind of ugly and not good. But, a guy like my grandfather was a master welder. I don't know what you call that. But it's like, you guys do a good job. It's clean. It's amazing. It's tidy. Man, they did it 1 billion times. And somebody's only done it 500 times. It's not going to look as good as somebody's done it 5,000 times. That's just what it is. So I'm convinced personally, yes, there's some people have a certain aptitude for things, and some things come easier than it may come to other people. But 99.9% of the time, it's the amount of effort you put into it and the right kind of effort, because you can put a lot of effort into the wrong thing, right? So it's applied effort on the right things. And man, sometimes it's just a grind especially if you have to change your picking technique. If you have a suboptimal picking technique that you just learned when you were a kid, when you were just jamming out rock tunes or blues tunes or country songs, and what you're doing was good enough to do the song, that doesn't mean it's the same kind of technique you need to play, different stuff, right? So you got to refine and develop that stuff. And I'm not saying I have done that. I have done that in music things that are not guitar shred speed picking. I've done it in other musical avenues. So I would love to do that, but I just know it takes time. I just know it's time and smart reps not mindless reps, but like diligent reps and diligent training and refining and technique things. So I don't know. I would love to do that if I could fit the time in it. I can play at a certain level, and that certain level is okay. It's not shattering. I've seen Troy Grady stuff. I'm definitely not the greatest guitar player ever. Certainly not even in probably my local community. Probably, I don't suck, but I'm not the best. It's somewhere in the middle, maybe I would say. It just takes time and effort to push. So I would love to progress and I would love to get better. You can always get better. You might never arrive at your destination, but I think you can always get closer. So I'll have to do that, but it's getting your schedule together. So yeah, I really like that guy. Ben, I mean, if you're into that, like shred stuff, Yngwie Malmsteen and, just that crazy athletic shred stuff. Ben Travers, super great. Who's the other guy? Guthrie Trapp. I fell down a rabbit hole with some of Guthrie Trapp's videos. I'm like, bro, that guy, technique. But he even says his picking technique, he refined it playing bluegrass and mandolin. So he just took his mandolin bluegrass chops that he developed over years of playing that stuff where it's just nonstop 16 notes, and then like he had developed that, and when he moved it to guitar, I was like, oh yeah, let's do this on the guitar. He's great. I love that kind of stuff. I love listening to it and watching it. Sitting and grinding it out, I haven't had the time so much. I haven't made the time so much for that lately. All right. I just want to get on and talk to you guys because I only made 20 YouTube videos in 2025, and I want to make more for sure in 26. And I thought the easiest, let's just go live and have a little chitty chat. Let's go say shout outs Paul, Sonic Grace, Denny, Big John, RDT, Alan Guitars, Big Kino, Sonic Grace, Alan, yeah, I'm missing somebody. Metalhead Hippie, Denny, Sonic, Mark Kobuk. Hey, oh Mark, what's up, man? Smurfy the Smurf, Smurfy the Smurf. That just makes me laugh. Smurfy the Smurf. Thank you guys for hanging out and listening to me ramble on it's Monday, on a Monday night. 2026, second Monday of 2026. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, I gotta get in some work. I gotta do some homework for sure this year. So yeah. It's funny. I could do a lot of things. Drum percussion wise, drum wise. I could possibly play faster with more technique when I was younger. I had a student one time, my best drum student I ever had, Brianna. She's great. Brianna's like 26 now, but she took drum lessons from me from the time she was 10 till she was 18. I even had her come on and teach some lessons for us. She comes back and plays with us when we have students playing songs. Like, I got one kiddo who's really into shred rock guitar stuff, and all the songs he wants to play are pretty technically demanding. And so when we play, she'll come play for him because she can play. Anyways, long story long, we were having a lesson one time, and we're talking, and I'm teaching her, we're doing drum set stuff. I taught her how to read percussion music, snare drum music, all that stuff. And we're playing drum set stuff, and usually we'll talk, and I'll just play a little something like some random fill or some random little groove or whatever for a minute. And I remember one time she was probably 13 or 14, so she'd been with me for like 4 years at that time. She's like, "Let me ask you a question, Ryan, Mr. Ryan." I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, ask me." She's like, "Do you practice stuff before I get here to play just to make me feel bad?" Because because I would just bust, it's like some guy just playing some shred lick, just blah, blah, blah. There's like some throwaway lick, but it was like drummy stuff. And I was like, you want to know the truth? She's like, yeah. I was like, Brianna, I don't practice drums at all. She was like, oh God, that's even worse. She's like, yeah. I was like, I don't even practice drum set stuff at all anymore. Like, practice it. She's like, oh. I'm like, but listen, I was a percussion major in college. I have 2 music degrees. Percussion was my primary instrument in the music, and then I played in the jazz band. I played drum set in the jazz band in college. Played drum set in church a lot. I was in a hip hop funk band playing drum set. I played a lot of drums. I was like, I'm not even as good as I used to be. And she was like, crap. I was like, but my maintenance level of playing is pretty high, because I've been playing since 6th grade, and I played at a pretty intense level academically for a long time. So my baseline level is pretty decent compared to a 14-year-old who's only been playing for 3 or 4 years. So that was nice. I mean, she felt bad. I felt like, well, thank you for thinking I'm pretty okay. I always compare myself to I was like, if you think I'm good, you should go watch I don't know, Terry Bozzio or Jim Chapin, or, name any professional touring drummer. Like, I have no misconception that I'm like Neil Peart is good, right? Neil Peart, that's good. I am not Neil Peart, therefore I cannot be good. I'm like, okay. Okay. I've always looked at it that way. Guitar, drums, drumline, my college drumline, we're like, oh, we're pretty good. I'm like, you guys, I came from a better drumline at a different college. We practiced all day long, like literally all day long for hours and hours and hours. We were good. The other college I was at. This is, okay. Better than most high schools. So perspective is the thing. John Bonham is good. John Bonham is good. I am not John Bonham. Therefore, I am not good. I'm like, okay. I'm okay, John Bonham, me. John, me. So, that's perspective. Like, I find it hard to be, like, I just can't be cocky or arrogant about what I can do on drums and guitar or whatever, because I'm just like, there's so many like world-class musicians out there. I mean, like, not just one. It's not there's one guy who was a great drummer. It's like, no, there's like thousands and thousands of dudes and dudettes who are like elite level. So if you're in a small town and you're walking around thinking you're King Dingaling drummer or bass player or guitar player with an attitude, that's not good. I don't like that. When you meet, I mean, I know you guys have all met people who are like overly confident and they act like it. That's just not a good look. So anyways, I don't know why I was going that direction, but we can all get better. And there's always somebody who's, I like to say not better, but there's always somebody who's further along on their music journey, right? I can't play like, Home Chick over here, but Home Chick over here has been playing. She has played more hours than I have. She might be younger than me, and I've had a guitar for less years, but she's played 30,000 hours in her life, and maybe I've only played 15. So, she's great. Anyways. Hey, Divinity, what's up? I don't know. That was just kind of perspective. Don't be a jerk. Don't be too full of yourself, because there's a lot of people who are probably better than you. I think we just have to recognize that. Like, yes, Denny. He said, you mean like the person on American Idol who's horrible, but their mom and grandma keeps telling they're awesome? Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking. We see that a lot. Teaching music lessons, particularly Angela, because Angela, she teaches voice lessons. She sees that a lot. We'll have usually young ladies, mostly young ladies, sometimes a young dude, but it's mostly young ladies who come in and they think they can sing because grandma and mom have told them, oh, sweetie, you just have the most beautiful voice. That's so amazing. And they'll come in and like Angela's like, okay, sing me something. And they'll sing and they'll go, how was that? And she'll go, you were all over the place. Pitch. You're pitchy. And they're like, what? They have no clue that they're pitchy, that they're sharp on some notes and flat on some notes. And, they don't know because they've just been singing this whole time. And mom and grandma and dad and aunts and uncles are like, oh, baby, you're so good. And they don't know. And then it just crushes their spirit. She's like, can you not sing this note? And they can't match a pitch. It's like, all right, baby, all right, baby girl, we got a lot of work to do. But then sometimes they don't know what to do with that because they didn't know that they were pitchy. They didn't know that they weren't great. And what's really crazy, same thing as she'll have sometimes, again, young girls, my beanie's out of whack. They'll come in, and some of them who have the nicest attitude, they're like, okay, I need a lot of work. I don't know. I like singing, but I'm not very good. And they'll sing and they'll kill it. Like she said, some little girls come in and just be like, what? And she'll do the lesson. Then she'll come out. And I go, well, how was it? She'll go, Ryan, that girl can sing. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. She doesn't know she can sing. You know what I mean? Like some of the best vocalists she's had that she's taught, a lot of them were like extremely like humble. They're like, how can I get better? And, she'd give them advice and like, okay. They take advice and like, but those little girls, I mean, there's been several that it was like, okay, this kid can sing. Anyways, it's just funny how that works. It's never the ones with the overly confident attitude aren't the ones who are normally that great. And the ones who are like really kind of reserved and not really sure, if they can do it, and they're open to instruction and critique and evaluation. Those are the ones who usually they're so good. Anyways, interesting. Musicians are interesting people. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's been an hour and 9 minutes, so this went way longer than I expected. But thank you guys so much for bearing with me. Hope to see y'all all again soon. Maybe Mondays will be live streamings. Ask RNA. I don't know if it's going to come back or not because Angela, she's still going to college. This semester, she's only going 2 days a week, but it's a really long day. And so while Angela's been at college, super difficult to get the time in. But maybe we'll have a random Ask RNA. All right. Thank you guys so much. Until the next video, we'll keep the music alive. The music needs you. We need the music. We need to keep it alive for ourselves and the next generation. See you guys later. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll see you soon. End.